What is up? How is it going? It's been a while, my guys. I know it's been like a month. Last time I uploaded. Doesn't matter. But today, I'm just gonna talk, I'm just gonna put some Destiny gameplay from an Iron Banner match I had this couple weeks ago. This is how old this video should have been uploaded. Did mention in one of my last video that I was gonna upload a headshot trolling video. I think I uploaded that. I don't know, but that's not like I've been kind of slacking a bit. But enough of that. But you know, been kind of slacking on this whole YouTube thing. But yeah, in the background, I was testing out my new longbow I got from a package. Had an ambush. It's not the best scope, but I was doing and I was doing pretty good with it, in like a game before this, and I forgot to record that game. Like, I wasn't really thinking, and then I started recording this game, and I did completely awful with it. So yeah, I'm also using First Curse, which is my favorite primary in the game, probably next to Monte Carlo. But this is my favorite primary in the game that I like to use. If I'm using like Chaperone or something, I'm usually using Lingering Song, go to Chaperone. But if I'm not using an exotic secondary or primary, secondary or heavy, I'm using First Curse. But enough of my rambling. Well, I'm about to go into a whole video. Enough of this Destiny rambling, even though this video has Destiny content. Enough of my rambling. Let's get into what this video was really about, which is about me being a new kid at the end of the year. So I don't know if y'all really been the new kid in school at the end of the year, or just a new kid in general, like to a school. But for me, it was like kind of hard, like academically. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, it's hard for me to do that and social, and mix that in with social life, cause you have to make all new friends, and it's kind of hard to do that when you're also worrying about 50 million projects you have. But besides the projects and stuff, well, I'm gonna get to the projects later. So I came to the school towards the end of the third term, which is our second to last term, and I didn't really get graded on anything. Like, I was kind of there, felt around the school a bit, but I didn't get graded on anything. And like, I kind of forgot. So, me and my memory, horrible. I forget things all the time. So, yeah. I'll get to me forgetting things later when it comes to social life stuff. But, yeah. I kind of lived that, went through that. Hold on. What am I talking? I haven't even gotten into that part yet. I'm really bad at these. This is my first time. I'm doing it without a script, so have that more real life key tony one in there, that cool crisp tone. But enough of that. Yeah. So I was new. I wasn't graded the last like 2 weeks of that term, so it felt kind of easy. It felt smooth sailing. All I had to worry about was getting to class, and like the class was really like the school way bigger. Like, for those people who went to my old school, imagine that school but 3 times bigger. Like, this school was humongous. And I had classes across the whole school. Like, you had to go from one part of the school to the other part. Yeah, it was horrible. And I really got lost. And the schedule was completely mixed up. Like people who went to my old school, well, people who go to my old school or are gone from that old school since of high school and stuff, or still go, you'll know that the schedule there was pretty simple to follow. Like, there was only 2 different days. There's 6 different days here, and you have to know those schedules, or you can just carry on your schedule. But from what I'm used to, that schedule looked like a banana split on the ground inside a crack. Like, I did not know how to explain what I was looking at. I eventually got used to it. I sort of memorized some of them, you know. I'm like, okay, I got this whole school schedule thing down, you know. The school days were shorter, the classes were shorter, and it was pretty good. And then when the fourth term comes along, like, cause I have this class called writing workshop where you have to. It's like all about writing stories and stuff, which is actually one of my favorite classes I've ever taken next to band. I really like band, but otherwise, this class was was really hard though. It was really fun, but it was really hard. So I tried at the start, like I tried to understand what was going on, but I didn't really know. Cause like I was kind of confused about everything. I thought like one of the main like grades you had inside there was like extra credit. I thought it was like extra credit grade. Like you could just do it on the side, but no, that was the actual grade. So I eventually realized, hey, I missed 3 weeks of these, 3 weeks, and I realized how much of a grade that went into it. So I'm like, oh god. So one night I did that because like this class you can redo everything. Like when I mean everything, you can do redo almost everything except for like one quiz. I remember one quiz you couldn't redo, but everything else you could redo. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna redo all these homeworks. You know, get my grade up and do better on these like quizzes. Well, on these projects, like these small little writing projects because they were surprisingly actually hard. Like they were actually kind of hard. I didn't do too good on them. So that I got those done, got my stuff together, and I did come out with a B minus, but that was just from my rough start. English, okay, let's go into my other struggle. English. So God might come at me for this, but yeah, it doesn't matter. New, kind of weird. So this English class was completely different from how I'm used to. It was like you got baseball, it's like, oh, you're used to it going for it. Then they just throw it at the usher. Like, that's basically how I felt. So, like, I mean, they, like, draw. Not that usher. Oh, my God. I'm so retarded. Okay. What I meant to say is you're the pitcher. You're so used to throwing at the batter. And then he, like, throws it to the stands, bounces off, like, 20 of them, and then goes to it for you. And you're, like, completely baffled. So you're, like, so you lowered your guard. So, like, and the usher's like, strike. I'm like, whoa, 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 what just happened? I'm like, I, I, I don't. English was kind of weird for me. Like, they all they did was read books. They just read books in English. It was kind of weird. And the books were boring. They were really hard to pay attention to. Like, these books were like, "Hi, this is my life. Some interesting things happened." The end. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! This book was boring. And then that was the first book we read. Then we read Shakespeare. Like, no, that was boring. We were going to read this one book, then everybody was like, oh no, please, and then like the teacher was like, okay, okay, we don't have to read it, but I will get some homework on it, and they were like, okay, fine. So yeah, English, not my touche, you know. Did come out with a B in that class though, so I did get that. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna save the worst for last. I was going to go into math. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go into math just yet, because that's the worst class ever. Mainly the teacher's fault, but I'll get into that. But let me talk about all my good classes, though. You got science. I'm pretty good at science. I always do good in science. Always above like a 95, 98. So percent in those classes. So yeah, got one of the best invention convention projects. So I did one of the best on my project. I had a robot mascot for for my science project. So that's something. Spanish, good at Spanish. Don't have to worry about that. Social studies, pretty easy. Had a really chill teacher. Band, pretty chill teacher. And then we had a study hall, which is new to me. I guess I got time to get do my homework. Gym, pretty fun. But then got math. So our math teacher, he was bad. Like I guess how my eighth grade math teacher was, she was really good, you know, and like the way she did things was cool. You would copy the notes at home, go to school. She would do examples, doing it in a whole bunch of different ways and how to, like, basically any way you'll see it in the future or whatever. And she did it perfectly. She gave out homework on them. Then, it's pretty easy. You understand the material. She will make sure you understood the material so you can give a test on it. You know, this teacher, it felt like he didn't teach us anything. Like really, he gave us a packet, told us to write down some notes. He didn't really. He did one or two examples for each like setup, and they were pretty basic examples. So if you did get to the harder ones, you would have to like stare at it and like, hold up, this looks like something. And then the way he did homework was homework with a test grade. Well, like you would like have all the homeworks add up, and then have like each homework is like its own question on a test or a quiz. So that would be like the grade for it. So if you got like 5 out of 10 homeworks done, you go to 50 for a test grade, or with test or quiz grade. I don't know. I think it was a quiz grade. But one of the worst things he did, right? He put in 2 test grades. These 2 tests were before I even moved to the state. I wasn't even in the state yet. These tests were given. I move. 3 months later, he puts them in. My grade goes down to like a 26% F. I'm like, I remember my grade being at least at like 84. And he's like, yeah, just get them done. And also all this classwork he had, cause like he wouldn't do stuff really fast. So you have classwork, you have like 20 problems classwork. They were like, you didn't know how to do them because he didn't explain them properly. Then you'll be kind of confused. So you want to get it done. The next day he'll give another worksheet. Get confused, and the classwork would build up. At home, you had a whole bunch of other homework. And around this time of year, every class and their mother were giving out home like projects. Like I had 2 writing workshop projects, 2 English projects, science, social study. Well, I wasn't really in that, but Spanish. I had like 9, 8 projects to do, and they were deadlines were really close together. So what I would do is I would get one done, then do that real quick, then do another one, then do another one, just in order when they were going to be due. I did good on all my end of the year projects. Didn't get below like 85 on any of them. Pretty easy. Well, it wasn't really easy, but except for my English project. My English project was dumb because she took off points because I accidentally like I drew something wrong, and then she also got like Shakespeare equating to like modern songs. Oh my god, I should have brought something to drink with me or something. Like, oh my god, my voice. I've been talking like 13 minutes straight now. Jeez. Hopefully all this recorded. If it didn't, I'll be extremely depressed. But enough of that. Yeah, I had another. Like, I had like a 79% in English, and I was like, not, please, I cannot get a freaking C inside this class. Like, no. So she gave out one little test, like one little project, right? It was you get a 0 or you get a 100. So I wanted my guaranteed 100 because like she'll give out one if you read it out loud in class. So I read it out loud, with a whole page. Read it in front of the whole class. I wanted that guaranteed 100, so I read it, and yeah, that's how I didn't fail English. Well, my standards. I know it's like average C, but my standards above average. But yeah, that's basically all school related stuff. Now, I know this video is getting kind of long, so part 2 about my social life. I know, my social life. You might be like, what social life? I know I have a social life. Shut up. But I'll see you in another video. This video is probably going to get uploaded, and then later, probably like an hour or 2 after that this video gets uploaded, the social life video is going to be up. Make sure to check that out. Might put it in the description below. Maybe. But, bye. See you later. Oh!